Hello, everyone. I'm Beth, and welcome to 2 Kings 22:11. When the king heard the words of the book of the law, he tore his clothes. Reading the Bible to you in a year with Apocrypha. And today's reading is from Sirach, chapters 39 to 42. How different the one who devotes himself to the study of the law of the Most High. He seeks out the wisdom of all the ancients and is concerned with prophecies. He preserves the sayings of the famous and penetrates the subtleties of parables. He seeks out the hidden meanings of proverbs and is at home with the obscurities of parables. He serves among the great and appears before rulers. He travels in foreign lands and learns what is good and evil in the human lot. He sets his heart on rising early to seek the Lord who made him and to petition the Most High. He opens his mouth in prayer and asks pardon for his sins. If the great Lord is willing, he will be filled with the spirit of understanding. He will pour forth words of wisdom of his own, and give thanks to the Lord in prayer. The Lord will direct his counsel and knowledge as he mediates on his mysteries. He will show the wisdom of what he has learned and will glory in the law of the Lord's covenant. Many will praise his understanding. It will never be blotted out. His memory will not disappear, and his name will live through all generations. Speak of his wisdom, and the congregation will proclaim his praise. If he lives long, he will leave a name greater than 1,000. And if he goes to rest, it is enough for him. I have more on my mind to express. I am full like the full moon. Listen to me, my faithful children, and blossom like a rose growing by a stream of water. Send out fragrance like incense, and put forth blossoms like a lily. Scatter the fragrance and sing a hymn of praise. Bless the Lord for all his works. Ascribe majesty to his name and give thanks to him with praise, with songs on your lips and with harps. This is what you shall say in thanksgiving. All the works of the Lord are very good, and whatever he commands will be done at the appointed time. No one can say, "What is this?" or "Why is that?" For at the appointed time all such questions will be answered. At his word the waters stood in a heap, and the reservoirs of water at the word of his mouth. When he commands, his every purpose is fulfilled, and none can limit his saving power. The works of all are before him, and nothing can be hidden from his eyes. From the beginning to the end of time, he can see everything, and nothing is too marvelous for him. No one can say, "What is this?" or "Why is that?" For everything has been created for its own purpose. His blessing covers the dry land like a river and drenches it like a flood. But his wrath drives out the nations, as when he turned a watered land into salt. To the faithful, his ways are straight, but full of pitfalls for the wicked. From the beginning, good things were created for the good, but for sinners, good things and bad. The basic necessities of human life are water and fire, and iron and salt, and wheat flour and milk and honey, the blood of the grape and oil and clothing. All these good are for the godly, but for sinners they turn into evils. There are winds created for vengeance, and in their anger they can dislodge mountains. On the day of reckoning they will pour out their strength and calm the anger of their maker. Fire and hail and famine and pestilence, all these have been created for vengeance. The fangs of the wild animals and scorpions and vipers, and the sword that punishes the ungodly with destruction. They take delight in doing his bidding, always ready for his service on earth. And when their time comes, they never disobey his command. So from the beginning, I have been convinced of all this, and have thought it out and left it in writing. All the works of the Lord are good, and he will supply every need in its time. No one can say, this is not as good as that, for everything proves good in its appointed time. So now sing praise with all your heart and voice, and bless the name of the Lord. Hard work was created for everyone, and a heavy yoke is laid on the children of Adam. From the day they come forth from their mother's womb, until the day they return to the mother of all the living. Perplexities and fear of heart are theirs, and anxious thought of the day of their death. From the one who sits on a splendid throne to the one who grovels in dust and ashes. From the one who wears a purple and crown to the one who is clothed in sackcloth. There is anger and envy and trouble and unrest and fear of death and fury and strife. And when one rests upon his bed, his sleep at night confuses his mind. He gets little or no rest. He struggles in his sleep as he did by day. He is troubled by the visions of his mind, like one who has escaped from the battlefield. At the moment he reaches safety, he wakes up, astonished that his fears were groundless. To all creatures, human and animal, but to sinners 7 times more, come death and bloodshed and strife and sword, calamities and famine and ruin and plague. All these were created for the wicked, and on their account the flood came. All that is of earth returns to earth, and what is from above returns above. All bribery and injustice will be blotted out, but good faith will last forever. The wealth of the unjust will dry up like a river, and crash like a loud clap of thunder in a storm. As a generous person has cause to rejoice, so lawbreakers will utterly fail. The children of the ungodly put out few branches. They are unhealthy roots on sheer rock. The reeds by any water or river bank are plucked up before any grass, but kindness is like a garden of blessings, and almsgiving endures forever. Wealth and wages make life sweet, but better than either is finding a treasure. Children and the building of a city establish one's name, but better than either is one who finds wisdom. Cattle and orchards make one prosperous, but a blameless wife is accounted better than either. Wine and music gladden the heart, but the love of friends is better than either. The flute and harp make sweet melody, but a pleasant voice is better than either. The eye desires grace and beauty, but the green shoots of grain more than either. A friend or companion is always welcome, but a sensible wife is better than either. Kindred and helpers are for a time of trouble, but almsgiving rescues better than either. Gold and silver make one stand firm, but good counsel is esteemed more than either. Riches and strength build up confidence, but the fear of the Lord is better than either. There is no want in the fear of the Lord, and with it there is no need to seek for help. The fear of the Lord is like a garden of blessing, and covers a person better than any glory. My child, do not lead the life of a beggar. It is better to die than to beg. When one looks to the table of another, one's way of life cannot be considered a life. One loses self-respect with another person's food, but one who is intelligent and well instructed guards against that. In the mouth of the shameless, begging is sweet, but it kindles a fire inside of him. O death, how bitter is the thought of you, to one at peace among possessions, who has nothing to worry about, and is prosperous in everything, and is still vigorous enough to enjoy food. O death, how welcome is your sentence to one who is needy and failing in strength, worn down by age and anxious about everything. To one who is contrary and has lost all patience, do not fear death's decree for you. Remember those who went before you, and those who will come after. This is the Lord's decree for all flesh. Why then should you reject the will of the Most High? Whether life lasts for 10 years, or 100, or 1,000, there are no questions asked in Hades. The children of sinners are abominable children. They frequent the haunts of the ungodly. The inheritance of children of sinners will perish, and on their offspring will be perpetual disgrace. Children will blame an ungodly father, for they suffer disgrace because of him. Woe to you, the ungodly, who have forsaken the law of the Most High God. If you have children, calamity will be theirs. You will beget them only for groaning. When you stumble, there is lasting joy, and when you die, a curse is your lot. Whatever comes from the earth returns to the earth, so the ungodly go from curse to destruction. The human body is a fleeting thing, but a virtuous name will never be blotted out. Have regard for your name, since it will outlive you, longer than 1,000 hoards of gold. The days of a good life are numbered, but a good name lasts forever. My children, be true to your training and be at peace. Hidden wisdom and unseen treasure, of what value is either? There are those who hide their folly than those who hide their wisdom. Therefore show respect for my words, for it is not good to feel shame in every circumstance, nor is every kind of abasement to be approved. Be ashamed of sexual immorality before your father or your mother, and of a lie before a prince or a ruler, of a crime before a judge or a magistrate, and of a breach of the law before the congregation and the people, of unjust dealing before your partner or your friend, and of theft in the place where you live. Be ashamed of breaking an oath or agreement, and of leaning on your elbows at meals, of surliness in receiving or giving, and of silence before those who greet you, of looking at a prostitute, and of rejecting an appeal of a relative, of taking away someone's portion or gift, and of gazing at another man's wife, of meddling with his servant girl, and do not approach her bed, of abusive words before friends, and do not be insulting after making a gift. Be ashamed of repeating what you hear, and of betraying secrets. Then you will show proper shame, and you will find favor with everyone. Of the following things, do not be ashamed, and do not sin to save face. Do not be ashamed of the law of the Most High and his covenant, and of rendering judgment to acquit the ungodly, of keeping accounts with a partner or with traveling companions, and of dividing the inheritance of friends, of accuracy with scales and weights, and of acquiring much or little, of profit from dealing with merchants, and of frequent disciplining of children, and of drawing blood from the back of a wicked slave. Where there is an untrustworthy wife, a seal is a good thing, and where there are many hands, lock things up. When you could make a deposit, be sure it is counted and weighed. And when you give or receive, put it all in writing. Do not be ashamed to correct the stupid or foolish, or the aged who are guilty of sexual immorality. Then you will show your sound training and will be approved by all. A daughter is a secret anxiety to her father, and worry over her robs him of sleep. When she is young, for fear she may not marry, or if married, for fear she may be disliked, while a virgin, for fear she may be seduced and become pregnant in her father's house, or having a husband, for fear she may go astray, or though married, for fear she may be barren. Keep strict watch over a headstrong daughter, or she may make you a laughingstock to your enemies, a byword in the city and the assembly of the people, and put you to shame in public gatherings. See that there is no lattice in her room, no spot that overlooks the approaches to the house. Do not let her parade her beauty before any man, or spend her time among married women. For from garments comes the moth, and from a woman comes woman's wickedness. Better is the wickedness of a man than a woman who does good. It is the woman who brings shame and disgrace. I will now call to mind the works of the Lord, and I will declare what I have seen. By the words of the Lord his works are made, and all his creatures do his will. The sun looks down on everything with its light, and the work of the Lord is full of his glory. The Lord has not empowered even his holy ones to recount all his marvelous works, which the Lord Almighty has established, so that the universe may stand firm in his glory. He searches out the abyss in the human heart. He understands their innermost secrets. For the Most High knows all that may be known. He sees from of old the things that are to come. He discloses what has been and what is to be, and he reveals the traces of hidden things. No thought escapes him, and nothing is hidden from him. He has set in order the splendors of his wisdom. He is from all eternity one and the same. Nothing can be added or taken away, and he needs no one to be his counselor. How desirable are all his works, and how sparkling are they to see. All these things live and remain forever. Each creature is preserved to meet a particular need. All things come in pairs, one opposite to the other, and he has made nothing incomplete. Each supplements the virtues of the other. Who could ever tire of seeing his glory? Hebrews chapter 13. Let mutual love continue. Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing so, that some have entertained angels without knowing it. Remember those who are in prison, as though you were in prison with them, those who are being tortured, as though you yourselves were being tortured. Let marriage be held in honor by all, and let the marriage bed be kept undefiled, for God will judge fornicators and adulterers. Keep your lives free from the love of money, and be content with what you have, for he has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. So we can say with confidence, the Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can anyone do to me? Remember your leaders, those who spoke the words of God to you. Consider the outcome of their way of life and imitate their faith. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. Do not be carried away by all kinds of strange teachings, for it is well for the heart to be strengthened by grace, not by regulations about food, which have not benefited those who observed them. We have an altar from which those who officiate in the tent have no right to eat. For the bodies of those animals whose blood is brought into the sanctuary by the high priest as a sacrifice for sin are burned outside the camp. Therefore, Jesus also suffered outside the city gate in order to sanctify the people by his own blood. Let us then go to him outside the camp and bear the abuse that he endured. For here we have no lasting city, but we are looking for the city that is to come. Through him, then, let us continually offer a sacrifice of praise to God. That is, the fruit of lips that confess his name. Do not neglect to do good and share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God. Obey your leaders and submit to them, for they are keeping watch over your souls and will give an account. Let them do this with joy and not with sighing, for that would be harmful to you. Pray for us. We are sure that we have a clear conscience, desiring to act honorably in all things. I urge you all the more to do this, so that I may be restored to you very soon. Now may the God of peace, who brought back from the dead our Lord Jesus Christ, the great shepherd of the sheep, by the blood of the eternal covenant, make you complete in every good thing, so that you may do his will, working among us that which is pleasing in his sight, through Jesus Christ, to whom be the glory forever and ever. Amen. I appeal to you, brothers and sisters, hear with my word of exhortation, for I have written to you briefly. I want you to know that our brother Timothy has been set free, and if he comes in time, he will be with me when I see you. Greet all your leaders and all the saints. To those from Italy, send your greetings. Grace be with all of you. Psalm 50. The Mighty One. God the Lord speaks and summons the earth. From the rising of the sun to its setting, out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God shines forth. Our God comes and does not keep silence. Before him is a devouring fire and a mighty tempest all around him. He calls to the heavens above and to the earth that he may judge his people. Gather to me, my faithful ones, who made a covenant with me by sacrifice. The heavens declare his righteousness, for God himself is a judge. Selah. Hear, O my people, and I will speak. O Israel, I will testify against you. I am God, your God. Not for your sacrifices do I rebuke you. Your burnt offerings are continually before me. I will not accept a bull from your house, or goats from your folds. For every wild animal of the forest is mine, the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know all the birds of the air, and all that moves in the field is mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell you, for the world and all that is in it is mine. Do I eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of goats? Offer to God a sacrifice with thanksgiving, and pay your vows to the Most High. Call on me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you, and you shall glorify me. But to the wicked, God says, what right have you to recite my statutes or take my covenant on your lips? For you hate discipline, and you cast my words behind you. You make friends with a thief when you see one, and you keep company with adulterers. You give your mouth free rein for evil, and your tongue frames deceit. You sit and speak against your kin. You slander your own mother's child. These things you have done, and I have been silent. You thought that I was one just like yourself, but now I rebuke you and lay the charge before you. Mark this then, you who forget God, or I will tear you apart, and there will be no one to deliver. Those who bring thanksgiving as their sacrifice honor me. To those who go the right way, I will show the salvation of God. Thus ends the reading for today. Never walk alone.